The EU has developed a plan for long-term support for Ukraine. This was reported by the Bloomberg news agency. Among other things, the document envisages supplies of military equipment, training of Ukrainian servicemen, joint counteraction to disinformation and cyber attacks by the Kremlin, support in the energy sector and exchange of intelligence. The European ambassadors will discuss the details of the plan this week.
I think that this is a very good topic at this stage before we join NATO, because it allows us to crawl under this security umbrella, meaning that there should be bilateral commitments to help Ukraine, in terms of equipment, money, servicemen, training and so on. In fact, if you look carefully, this is NATO without the fifth article of the NATO Charter.
The document will form the basis of Ukraine's negotiations with the G7 countries, which pledged to guarantee Kyiv's security at the NATO summit in Vilnius in the summer of 2023. In addition to arms supplies, the G7 members will provide technical and financial assistance to eliminate the consequences of a full-scale Russian war against Ukraine.
Vladimir Putin's bet was that he could outlast the West, and that the West would weaken, the West would stop supporting Ukraine, and that Russia would still be there ready to fight, and he just had to outlast us. We have said that from the beginning, that was his assessment, but I don't believe that until today he had actually ever come out and said it. And so what I will say is, for the part of this administration, we have made clear that we believe that bet is wrong. And we believe that he will not outlast the West, and he will not outlast the United States of America.
The next step will be the signing of bilateral agreements between Ukraine and each of the security guarantors. In addition to supporting individual countries, the EU as a whole continues to help Ukraine defend its territories. In early 2024, according to the Office of the President, Kyiv will receive 50 billion euros. Meanwhile, Brussels is working out the instrument for transferring the funds.
There are several options, for example, in terms of using the European Union's joint budget. It is not just about Ukraine, it is about changes to the EU budget. This is the first option. If it fails, there is another option: bilateral agreements, the work of the donor platform, for example, where our officials work together with the European Commission. I am sure that the solution will be technological as well. This money will be available very soon. Deputy head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, in an interview with Interfax Ukraine.
The fourth summit of the Ukrainian peace formula will be held in Switzerland in early 2024. The head of the Ukrainian presidential office, Andriy Yermak, has said the meeting will be held at the level of state leaders, and its results will become a basis for Kyiv in a possible negotiation process with Russia, Volodymyr Zelensky has said.
There will be an agreement between the countries on fundamental things, and then we will start to work with them and prepare a relevant document. When it is ready, then we will be able to pass it in one or another format to the representatives of the Russian Federation. If Russia is ready to accept it, it will indicate that the issue of negotiations is relevant. As of today, it is irrelevant. I do not see a request from the Russian Federation. I do not see it in their actions, and I see only impudence and murder in their rhetoric.
The allies worked on the first 5 points of the formula for peace at the third summit in Malta. In Switzerland, they plan to finalize another 5 conditions of peace in Ukraine. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Larisa Zubenko, UATV News.